So, encountering Crank in New Tisfelk, we found that he was not quite as imposing as some of the Vice Lords you've encountered up to this point. And as things have spun out, you guys have got a job. You are now gainfully employed as the security team of Crank. And this is an interesting conundrum you found yourself in, because this guy does not want to be left alone. And as such, while Melpomene and Manfred went back to the Slithalium to get a good night's rest, Fen, you volunteered to stay with Crank in his shitty little hovel in New Tisfelk and keep him safe.
And
there was a good thing that you did, which was to go out and kind of intimidate some local ruffians to kind of let them know that they're not going to have their take liberties with poor little Crank anymore. Great. So today is the day, folks. You are long rested. The plan, as Bertha Cleaves explained it to you, is that the six Vice Lords will be convening this morning in the Temple of Calith, which sits just inside the main gates of the city, on the edge of the watercourses. Manfred and Melpomene, you have stayed at the Slithalium. Is there anything that you want to do before returning to either? I assume you would be going to join up with Fen. Or is there anything you want to do before you do that, or is there anything else anywhere else you want to go?
Not that I can think of now.
Yeah, I can't think of anything in particular.
Fen, you had wild shaped into a bear.
Indeed, yeah.
So
Crank was cuddled into me.
so you the let's go over then to New Tisfelk, where as the dawn breaks, Crank, who, lest we forget, folks, is a little goblin, is lying there.
Just a little guy.
There's you can see in this hovel where, if you remember, everything was just smashed up and broken and in disrepair.
Indeed.
Enough space on the ground has been kind of cleared away that a large bear can lay down. And almost barely visible, swaddled in the midriff of this enormous bear, giving it the real proper like honk shoes. You the me 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 me.
Exactly how I imagined it.
You the sweet sounds of Crank. You're Fen. You're obviously, you can't really be. Are you awake? Or are you asleep? What's going down?
Well, since I am a wood elf, I guess I wouldn't really be asleep. So.
That's true. You're you're in a sort of meditative state as you, which is good because you're supposed to be there guarding him as well as being
exactly.
as well as being a marvelous pillow.
I must be somewhat alert at least.
Very good then. The dawn comes, and you're all in your respective places, woken by the same thing.
Oh.
Boom. This is now something that you've been hearing the last couple of days. There was one in the middle of the night as well. And it serves as a reminder that something is out there. Crank, as he did in the middle of the night, Fen, and just, it was a bit of an effort to get him to go back to sleep. As he hears this boom, he shoots awake and just like draws like a tiny little dagger and like stands there with his arm just shaking and just like holds it out to the room, like just like looking around everywhere. He's like, "What do you want? Where's my stuff?" Oh. You're still here.
Yeah, I think I need to get out of Wildship before I can talk, right? I don't think I can talk as a bear.
I guess not. You can just try and communicate with him with gestures if you want. It's up to you.
Oh god, no. It's hard enough with words with him. So
So you're going to de-wild shape back to
Yeah.
Fen. Okay, great. The bear dream is over. He's like, I was sure you were going to just run off in the night and leave me alone.
no, of course not. We
Thank
agreed
you.
to be your bodyguard, so your security, so we're
Yeah.
gonna stick to our word.
You
We
know,
also need you, but
you're my best friend.
oh. I don't even know what to say to that. I just hug him.
Incredible. So Melvin and Manfred, you're heading over from the Slithalium. When you as you pass by Bertha Cleave's residence, you see her security guard, who you've encountered a few times, gives you a nod and is like, "Today's the day, then."
Today's the
It's
day.
gonna be a big one.
Yeah. Well, see you in an hour or so, I suppose.
See you then.
Arriving at Crank's, you find him in a bit of a very uncharacteristically, an extremely flustered state. And he's just in a big panic. And Fen, I guess you're perhaps trying to keep him calm as he frets and is like, he's like, I can't turn up to a council of the Vice Lords. My very first one looking like this. Look at the state of me. I mean, he is dressed in basically nothing on the top half and just like ragged shorts on the bottom, on his bottom half.
Oh, he's reverse Winnie the Pooh. Got it.
He's wearing one. He's wearing one sandal.
Oh.
He's like, what am I gonna do?
I assume you don't have a wardrobe anywhere in this building.
He points at some broken planks in the corner of the room on the ground.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair.
I had clothes.
Yeah, okay.
I also inherited some quite nice clothes from my father. All gone, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Are there any tailors around? We can.
Taylor, I'm supposed to be there in an hour.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe there's something ready-made. I'm not really sure how this works.
He goes, oh yeah,
Well-
I'll just swan out into the middle of New Tisfelg and go to the local haberdashery.
I mean, better than turning up there with one sandal.
I mean, I was trying to see if I have anything in my inventory that would help.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking
I
too.
didn't. I've got a robe, but like, it's a full-size robe. It's not.
I can give him bark skin, but that doesn't really help.
What does barkskin look like?
I have no idea.
Does it look like barkskin? Does it have an appearance to it, or
It says the target skin assumes a bark-like appearance. But it would look probably very weird.
hmm?
I mean, it won't look like clothing. It would just look like he would still be kind of naked, essentially, just with bark on his skin.
How much time do we have before the meeting?
About an hour until you're called there.
Are we all back together now by this point?
Oh yeah.
That's
you're-
what I
so-
wondered. I wasn't sure if we were still travelling or not.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't make that clear. So yeah, this is
That's why
as
I've
you,
not said anything really.
this is as you arrive to Cranks. This is the fretting that
Okay.
that is going on in his
Okay.
mind. So yeah, you're all in the room with him.
Huh.
Okay.
Can I try and persuade him that he'll be fine as he is? You know that they'll
Sure.
not care. You know that. I'll try and sort of.
Can I help with this persuasion?
We've got more important things than what we're wearing at the minute, essentially.
So that's your thing, is that nobody will care, basically. Give me,
Yeah, you know.
Manfred, give me persuasion with advantage.
Yes, sir. Oops, I rolled 2 by accident. Oh no, that's right. 'cause
Yeah.
it's advantage, yeah.
Advantage. Not great though.
Not very
Yeah.
persuasive today.
Yeah, he's like, they do care. It's all they care about. They already think I'm a laughing stock. If I can't turn up looking at least half decent, they're not even going to let me in. They'll think I'm a vagrant.
I have another idea, but I don't think it's the most appropriate way. My other idea was to go out and threaten a local person in the town in the Manfred way, still close.
Your ideas rarely are appropriate, Manfred. Look, hey, I don't have a dog in this fight. It's very much up to you how you resolve this, and I don't want you to feel restricted by by what you think should happen. Lord knows.
I don't have like. No, I wouldn't. I'm like, do I
No.
have anything in my inventory? No, I don't. Are we still? Like, how far of a walk do we have until we need to get where we're at?
The water courses won't take you too long to get to, maybe 20 minutes, or rather, the Temple of Caliph will to give you an idea on the map. So you guys are kind of here.
Yes.
I think it's was it this building? Maybe it was this building here. I think actually. It doesn't hugely matter, but you're going here, so it's about 20 to 25 minutes of a walk. That.
Okay, on the way, is there any clothing stores?
All
Because
the
I am. Go ahead.
all the kind of tailors and all that kind of thing are in the Dead Straits and Tenpenny. So you'd have to go out your way. It'd definitely take longer.
Okay.
There's the watercourses and certainly New Tisfelk, not known for their for that kind of service, unfortunately. What I would say, I don't really want to lead you at all on this. I just want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to know how you want to solve this problem. Like,
I step outside the house onto the street with people wandering about with 10 gold coins in my hand and scream at the top of my lungs, I need some clothes.
for
Take 10 gold pieces and see if anyone comes across or reacts.
a fucking crowd comes.
Yeah.
You see
Let's
doorways. You see doorways getting flung open, and people come herring out with like waving clothes above their head. You see a guy running towards you, stripping his like tunic off as he runs.
So,
and it's like,
So I shout Crank out and I say to him, take pick, and I'll let him choose whatever clothes he wants.
not only are people like waving clothes desperate to trade this for 10 gold, the whole attitude towards Crank looks like it's now people are like, Crank, sir, Crank, I'd be honoured if you'd wear my tunic, please. And, amazing. Crank looks just absolutely just so startled. He's like in the doorway, still not coming outside, and he just sort of like nervously gestures towards another goblin. You know, it will be the right size for him. Who's holding up certainly not rich clothing, but at least complete clothing.
Yeah.
You know, like a relatively
not
color,
patched.
yeah, like a color coordinated. It's like a deep red, like half robe kind of thing, with with like a matching belt that goes around it, and it's got like where it's clasped with like a just a metal, not gold or anything like that, but just a metal brooch, and he's like that, and kind of just gestures nervously towards this guy who just like their eyes light up, and they Manfred, they stuff these clothes into your into your hands and hold out their hands.
Yeah, I passed them to Crank, and then I passed the money over.
Amazing. The rest of the crowd looks really disappointed and starts to kind of disperse.
I almost expected a short, like the makeover montage or something, like in a movie.
Hey, we could have gone that way.
Oh, sorry, I'll let you
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I say to Crank, go and get yourself changed quick. We've only got an hour, so go and get yourself sorted.
He nods, and then he turns to go, pauses, turns back, and calls to the person whose clothes he just got, and goes, "Oi!" And they turn around, and he goes, "The sandals!" And this guy pulls his sandals off and just hurls them at the door and just runs away laughing. As he runs off,
he just made so much money.
you see two people chase after this guy out into the town.
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Incredible. Look, Crank doesn't take long. He doesn't really know how to put this stuff on. He just throws it on as best as he can. He's wearing this this deep red robe with a metallic brooch, and he's now got a matching pair of sandals. You know what? If someone said he was in charge of something, I think you'd buy it.
I try and I big him up when he comes out, you know.
Yeah.
You're looking snazzy,
Gas him
my
up.
friend.
Nice. Manfred, give me just give me a charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah. He he grows in confidence a little bit. He's like, yeah, maybe I can do this after all.
Continue bigging up and say, you are not one of the Vice Lords. You are the Vice Lord. You are the best.
Yeah. Incredible. You hear distantly a bell begin to ring, which your powers of deduction, I think, would lead you to believe this is the call. It's time to It's time to convene. 2 seconds. Just opening the window. Just realised it is very warm in here. Is there anything else before you go to this meeting that you would like to do, or even just discuss as a group?
Probably. Let's call a huddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll bring Crank in the huddle as well.
Yes.
We get him in the centre.
While this is going on, by the way, Melpomene, where are the lads? Where are the where are the minis?
I've been holding them this whole time.
Okay,
they've been standing on my hand.
What have they been?
We have been negotiating because they're from Pagona's Rest, so obviously we have to negotiate everything. And I think that Melpomene is, at this point, convinced them to work together to help protect this random guy that they don't know, but we are saying is important, and they're all, like, ready to be handed out, so they're still talking in normal Pagona's Rest, like, accent or dialect, and so I'm hyping them up to be handed out so that they're going to be ready for us to communicate as needed.
Yeah, they look look pumped, and they're just like, yeah, anybody gives him any trouble, we'll give him what for. Yeah.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
Terrific. What's Sir Feathers doing as well? I feel like I've neglected to keep up with old Feathers.
Forgot about Sir Feathers, you know.
No,
Oh, he's-
never.
Oh my god.
He's just waddling along as usual, you know.
It's pretty chill.
It's just being a duck, really.
Yeah.
It's not much more.
Chill guy.
He's a duck.
I am gonna like kneel down and give Crank like a pat on the shoulder and be like, look, you got this. And as I say got this, it's gonna echo really, really deeply in my chest towards him, and he's gonna get a bardic inspiration.
Hell yeah. Love that. Cool. Anything else? Any final business before we walk through?
Let's do this.
Do we have like a spokesperson or something?
Me.
Yeah, exactly. So before
I will not do this. It'll go disaster if I.
I was just
One of
thinking
the
that
bylaws will be
I
there.
should, if it's Melpomene, that I should cast enhance ability with charisma, so they have.
Okay.
Love it.
But
Advantage.
not right now. Maybe when we get in there,
When
because
you
it
get
only
there.
lasts for an hour, so it wouldn't help.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also, I
that
was
sounds-
wondering, like, depending on where the meeting leads and what we talk about, like the Sage Stone, we can't really say that we have it, right? Because Two-Tongued Throden would probably not be excited about that.
Ooh, this is a good talk. Yes.
Yeah, I was
That's a
wondering
good
what
point,
our
actually,
story
yeah.
there would be, or how we would handle this, because
Yeah.
yeah, I
Ooh.
mean, the question is really if Two-Tongued Throden even maybe he knows more than about this whole Borden business, and that's why he wanted the Sage Stone in the first place, and so he might even know that somebody has it and he needs it for this what we're talking about, the whole thing itself.
Okay.
You know?
So, what are we? We're telling them that we have traveled and been told of the prophecy of Bordent, and we're telling them about having gone to Korthtali and finding that stone dais that seemed to be a place that people put their keys in, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
that is the important bits.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
who is holding Crank's key? Was that you, Fen? So
No, that was Melpomene.
Melpomene's got the key. Okay, so you're holding Crank's key. Okay, good to know. Awesome. Very cool. The town, as you make your way through Pagona's Rest in New Tisfeld.
Making my way.
Making your way down. Because this bell has started to ring, there is a lot of commotion in town. People kind of looking towards the Temple of Calith. This is clearly not a regular event, and I think you know that through your discussions with Bertha Cleaves anyway. That getting these guys together is quite a big deal. And there you can see the kind of like people kind of peering out of their windows and looking around the corners and trying to catch a glimpse of all the Vice Lords as they make their way to the Temple of Calith. As you grow closer, so what's the scene? Because you're obviously walking with Crank. So what's the formation here? You're his security team. Is he in front, or are you kind of flanking him, or what's the deal?
We're like triangle V formation
Like,
with
one at the
with
front and two
him.
at
Yeah.
the side.
Yeah, Melpomene is absolutely the face of this because I'm the biggest. So I'm walking. I have set my shoulders down, looking straight forward and thinking murder as we walk. And then I'm assuming Crank is right behind me, and then the other two were V formation. So
Yeah, understood. Yeah, makes total sense.
I like that.
As you're walking through with Crank, there are some faces that turn to watch, it's like, and you just sort of hear whispering like, "That's Crank, New Tisfelk," you know. And some people spot, particularly you, Manfred. There are like people that like recoil as you walk past and are like, and like, this is the guy, this is the fucking nutter. This guy is a fucking psycho. Great. The Temple of Calith is only accessible via its front staircase that leads up, you need to kind of push your way through a bit of a crowd that is gathered there. And what's happening there as well, a crowd is gathered at the Temple of Calith partly out of kind of intrigue to see what's going on. But actually what's happening is, as the Viceroys pass, people are asking for things. They're like pleading to be like, please lower the prices of steel, and we need more wood. That's a reference to the game Black and White, if anyone's ever played that, which is very much on my mind at the moment.
What a game. So good.
Need more food. So, yeah, that's all going on. And so you guys have to maybe tighten up a bit on Crank as you make your way through. People are kind of trying to reach through and touch him and stuff. He's loving it. He suddenly feels like the big I am. He doesn't get this in New Tisvelk, really. But going into this another district where people know less about him is to his benefit. He is seen as more imposing by people who don't know him. Great. So you guys make your way up the steps, and give me 2 seconds. Don't worry, I'm not rolling any dice. Don't panic. You're met at the top of the stairs by an elderly. It's an elf, but you can see that this is an older elf. And I think this is kind of notable for 2 reasons. Number one, elves are very long-lived, so in Playdean, their lifespan extends to around 1500. Anyone who lives longer than that would be considered unbelievably long-lived. Anyone over about 12 to 1300 would be considered a very senior elf in this world. And I think, based on your knowledge, and Fen particularly you can immediately clock this is someone in their probably in their 1300s age-wise.
Okay.
The other reason this is notable, of course, is that in your whole adventure you've barely seen any elves at all.
Indeed, yeah.
Most of them have gone away to war. They've been called to Elisandria to answer that call. And in fact, one thing that Crank mentioned was that his previous security team were the Bleached Bones, an elven mercenary team who went away to war because they thought they would make more money that way. So you see this elderly elf stood at the top of the stairs, and they look like a high priest. As you reach the top of the stairs, the elf bows to greet you and says, he kind of looks at the 4 of you and looks at sort of Sir Feathers as well. Just tries to take in this slightly unusual, unexpected scene, and goes, "You'll have to forgive me. I don't keep pace with the affairs of the city outside of my own domain. Pray tell, which of you is the Vice Lord?"
Melpomene is gonna nod decisively, give a slight bow, and do a dramatic sidestep to reveal Crank.
You see that you guys really gassed this guy up this morning. He sort of stands there with his hands on his hips, sort of half side on, and he's like,
Yeah.
Old Peter Pan pose.
Crank of New Tisvelk. Who are you? And this guy laughs. He's like, I am Edor. He says, I am the keeper of the Temple of Calith. It is our first meeting, Crank. I assume that you are the Vice Lord of New Tisfelk. Actually, he said New Tisfelk, didn't he? He says, I assume you have taken up the mantle from your father. You see Crank looks sort of looks down at his feet a little. He's like, yes, recently, yes, he passed. That is ill news. Your father was, I thought, a rather intelligent fellow for a goblin. He says, well, you may enter. And he stands aside and gestures towards the front doors. As you head in, so Fen, is this when you want to cast Enhance Ability?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me a bit more about
that? You mean how I do it?
Just and just exactly what its effects are, etc.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. You touch a creature and choose Strength, Dexterity, Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma. For the duration, the target has advantage on ability checks using the chosen ability. And I would choose, of course, Charisma.
So, Melpomene, you have advantage on Charisma checks for the next hour.
1 hour. Yeah.
Amazing.
Splendid. You enter the room and it's a bit of a gaggle in there. It's, we're not talking about just 5 or 6 people getting together here. Let's go over here.
Ooh.
And you find yourself in this kind of wide open council chamber kind of a room. And as you enter, basically what's happened is every Vice Lord has brought a bit of entourage with them. So they've all got hangers on. You see that you are not the last to arrive, nor are you the first. You recognise immediately Bertha Cleaves, her security man, and a couple of others. You recognise Midnight Blue, who you encountered way back when you first arrived at the city, and you see that he's flanked by 4 or 5 of his team. Let me try and just to kind of, for the sake of imagery, give a bit more of an impression of these guys. So Bertha Cleaves is firstly a human, and one of her most notable features is she has an almost like kind of a beehive hairdo, like a blonde beehive kind of look to her, and while she's been perfectly friendly to you for the most part, she has kind of a resting bitch face, kind of a scowl naturally that sits across her face. Even when she smiles, it kind of still feels a bit like a scowl.
She's mean, and we know it.
she's actually in conversation with Midnight Blue, who is, of course, a tabaxi and an old one, and his name is Midnight Blue, and which way round this went is probably not a tale probably not a thing that this tale will concern itself with, but he does tend to dress primarily in Midnight Blue as well. But he looks like a wealthy guy. He's an older tabaxi, moves quite slowly, walks. He has like a stick a staff that he walks with, and his fur is this kind of dark grey, but is even though it's a dark grey as its natural colour, is greying. It's getting whiter as well in little tufts on him. Those are the ones that... Oh, and sorry, and you also recognise Two Tongues Throden, because you had sight of him back in the Panga Lounge. And, of course, he was someone that you were on the lookout for, Fen and Manfred. He is a Dragonborn. And of course, his most notable feature is those eyes, one purple, one green, which is what you were on the lookout for when you first arrived in Pagona's Rest. He wears his own merch, basically. He is adorned on his clothing with the symbol of the twisting tongues that you've seen in a bunch of places, that almost look like a helix, like a double helix of snake tongues. There is one other person of note in this room that you have not yet met, seen, spoken to. But I think from context you understand that this is the Vice Lord of the Watercourses. Does anyone remember their name? Or
Debix Greenscale?
Very good.
Yeah.
You got it. That is Debix Greenscale, who is another Dragonborn. And you see that again, she is kind of older, and her scales bear the scars of a life well lived. Most notably, she is clearly blind. Her eyes are actually covered by like almost like a wrap, around where her eyes are. And again, she's flanked by some cronies that are kind of sitting behind and to the left and the right of her.
She's got her own entourage.
Yes, indeed. So there's only one Vice Lord who hasn't yet arrived. You are the fifth to arrive, and the only one missing is Ben Scarab of Tenpenny. So I guess firstly, as you walk into the room, there's a bit of everyone kind of looks up to see who's the next to enter. What I would say is, if anyone who wants to give me a perception check, please do so.
Definitely.
Of course.
And depending on how you roll, we'll see what we kind of pick up from this.
Oh, poop.
It was a bit.
Oh no, I didn't roll too much better.
Oh, yeah, not amazing rolls all round, really. Melpomene, why don't I see your roll?
I don't see it either.
On the log.
Yeah, mine didn't come up on mine as well.
That's weird.
Now?
Yes.
It's come up on mine now, yeah.
Weird. They're not great rolls, actually, but I'll say that it's look, I think you can. I think in the case of Fen and Melpomene, you can still get a bit of info. My question to you is, name someone in the room, and I'll give you a bit of information about what you're seeing in them.
I am already somewhat comfortable in expecting what Bertha, Midnight Blue, and Throden is going to do, so I'm looking at Greenscale.
Obviously, Debix Greenscale does not see you and Crank walk in, but you see that one of her advisors is kind of whispering in her ear, like, and telling her what's going on. And you see her kind of like tut. She kind of like clacks her tongue, is like, oh god, this guy, and just basically doesn't really pay Crank any regard at all. Doesn't like give any acknowledgement or anything like that, and just sort of carries on the conversation that she's having with her advisors around her. I mentioned that Bertha Cleaves and Midnight Blue are in conversation between them. Debix Greenscale is just chatting to her advisors. Two Tongues Throden is sitting in his chair, arms crossed, dead silent. His advisors around him, dead silent.
Of course.
That group is not talking at all. He is just looking around at the other people. Fen, who do you want to know more about?
I would like to focus on Ben Scarab, Just because I
He's not there
remember
yet.
that when. Oh right.
He's yet to
Idiot.
arrive.
Damn. Oh. Well then, I would just do Two-Tongue Throne, but you just said he's essentially like.
I'll give you two tongues though. He, because he turns and watches Crank enter the room, and you do see the hint of a snarl underneath his demeanor. Great. So my question to you is, in terms of options of where to sit, you could either go between Bertha Cleaves and Two Tongues Throden, or between Midnight Blue and Debix Greenscale, or between Debix Greenscale and Two Tongues Throden.
I think that Melpomene would prefer between Midnight Blue and Debix.
Yeah, me too.
No one wants to be in that Two Tongues vicinity, it feels.
Not right next to him, no.
There's kind of a few seats available there, and Crank, imbued with the confidence you gave him this morning, doesn't really even stop as you are all walking in and assessing the scene and like trying to read what's going on. He hasn't even stopped. He just walks and just goes, "Morning, fuckers," and just goes and takes a seat.
Okay. Great.
Melpomene very clearly looks at the ceiling, takes a deep breath, and then looks back down.
He goes and sits right next to Two Tongues Throden.
Okay. Well.
And you just see Two Tongues just like turn really slowly and stare at this guy. And Two Tongues is like probably 3 times his size, you know.
I want to stay close to Midnight Blue, but I want one of us close to him. So
I walk over to Crank and I pick him up in my arms and I bring him over to where we're
Brilliant.
sitting.
Amazing.
Oh my
yeah, that's the correct answer. I was like, don't just leave it there. Great. You see that Crank is like, as you sort of snatch him up, Manfred, he sort of looks, what? Like, and then as you're sitting down, he's like, yes, that's you're right. This is a much better vantage point. Actually, you can survey the scene better. Yeah, good thinking. Yes, that's why I get the best in the business. He's just like looking around, trying to save face, you know.
Digging this guy was a mistake.
Incredible. You see that Bertha Cleaves looks over at the 3 of you and says, and goes, "Good morning."
Melpomene's gonna
Hello.
give the brightest smile possible, like full superstar charm, like, "Good morning."
She points at Crank and goes, "So what'd you have to do? Drag him in here?"
Yes, quite literally.
uh,
The brightest smile I can.
Crank, like, he's got this tiny dagger. He's goblin-sized, and it's a tiny dagger for him. And he, like,
Yeah.
he goes to stab the table menacingly, and it kind of, the blade kind of pings out of his hand, and like, he just fucks it up. And he's like, "I came here as the representative of New Tisfelk, and I will be respected in this chamber."
I'm just nodding.
And
Yep.
you hear a voice from you hear a voice from somewhere just go, "Yeah, that'll be the day." You see Midnight Blue turn and because Bertha Cleaves was in conversation with him and she's kind of interrupted that to call to you, he kind of wheels around in his chair and he's like, "I remember these 3, very resourceful, and perhaps other things besides that." He looks at Melpomene. He's like, "I hope you have been keeping up with your music."
Melpomene is going to carrying multiple instruments, I'm gonna real quick whip out the teeny tiny Beskar flute and just play a little riff. And I'm gonna also give Midnight Blue bardic inspiration because you gave me the opportunity.
Ooh. Give me performance as well.
Yeah.
And you'll do that
Let's
with
do that.
advantage with your enhanced ability.
I
That is
love
a-
this game so
performance
much.
Performance is a charisma based one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Of course it is.
It is, yeah.
What a stupid question. Love them dice. 26. That's real nice. It echoes around the chamber. What kind of tune is it you're playing?
I'm gonna play a riff. I'm gonna play the happy riff of the song of Korth Tali. So when we went through it, it had the I'm telling a story, the happy riff,
That's right.
and then it had a this is a tragedy. So I'm
Yeah.
playing the happy part
You're
of it.
leaving the sad bits out. Love it. Just playing choruses here, folks. Love that. Midnight Blue, as you finish, is just like laughs. He's like, yeah. You remember he's basically always smoking a cigar, and he's sort of like, he's like, what I tell you, very talented. And has Bertha Cleaves heard you do any music to this point? I'm not sure. This might be her first time hearing you. I'm trying
This
to
might
think.
be.
Yeah, probably.
She's like, I had no idea. I know they're good for some other things, but and Two Tongues Throden over the other side of the table, dead still, dead silent, doesn't move an inch, not
Naturally.
moved by it at one fucking iota. As you so after this, the door opens one more time. And the final member of this menagerie steps through the door. Ben Scarab is a Loxodon.
Loxodon. Okay.
And visibly pretty young, like maybe like 30. Or human equivalent 30. I'm not sure on Loxodon lifespans, to be fair. He looks pretty imposing and has like an emo sweep of black hair that falls across one of his eyes, and he is alone. He is unique in the fact that he is alone. He comes in with no entourage whatsoever, and so you just see this Loxodon stride into the room. He looks around at the table. Good morning, everybody. And he takes a seat. So you guys went between Midnight Blue and Debix. He is going to go
Yes.
as close to Debix green scale as he can.
So Debix and Throden?
Between Debix and Throden, yeah. There's a couple. There's more seats than there are people. So there are some that are empty. Two Tongues Throden has got like one member of his entourage either side of him, and then there's like another 2 chairs, and then Ben Scarab, and then an advisor to Debix, and then Debix. Basically, that's kind of what that run of chairs looks like.
Gotcha. In the meantime, both me and Melpomene are gonna be like, I'm gonna run to the restroom. This is me actually having to go, but also listening in to any advisors while I run.
Okay, gotcha. No problem. Fen and Manfred, is there anything else that you want to... is there anything that kind of on your mind? Is there anything you want to know more about in the room before kind of things get down to brass tacks?
What does Ben Scarab's attitude look like? So
You can both
Can I
give me
do
another
group
you can both-
perception check
Yeah,
there
you
too?
can both give me
Group
another
perception,
perception. Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Just because we never met him.
Uh,
Oh, come on.
oof. Well, let's get a good
13,
number.
13's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, so
two
close.
isn't all right.
I'm so distracted by other stuff going.
Manfred,
It's 'cause
you're-
I'm keeping
go
my
ahead.
eye on Crank.
Yeah,
from,
exactly that.
That's why I'm distracted.
You've sort of
Understandable.
appointed. I think Manfred, you've sort of realised that Melpomine's going to do most of the talking here, so you
Yeah.
can make yourself useful by trying to
The
stop
Crank
stop
watcher.
Crank from like picking a fight or like stabbing himself in the hand or something like that.
I've
you know?
confiscated his dagger at the minute.
Very good stuff. Fen, though, I think you don't detect. He's not giving too much away, except for one thing, which is when he sits down, he looks over at Debic's green scale, and then like looks at one of her advisors, and like waves really flirtily at them, and points to Debix, and you see the advisor kind of roll their eyes and just lean to Debix and like say something. She looks unamused by it, basically. Ben
Okay.
Scarab then returns to a sort of neutral kind of look. You see that hear firstly that the doors of this chamber close, and there's a big kind of satisfying echo of these doors closing. Edor, who met you at the top of the steps, comes into the room and says, in my role as keeper of Temple of Karleth, I call to order this meeting of the Vice Lords and take my leave. And he just walks around the table a little way and exits through a side door. The room is now completely closed, and it's all you and there's a kind of pregnant silence in the room as everyone kind of looks around, waiting to see who'll throw out the first pitch, as it were. After a moment, Bertha Cleaves rises and says, "Well, I suppose I called this thing. Only fair then that I begin." She says, "It's been a minute since we were all here, and look, I know we don't always get along. We don't always see eye to eye on a lot of things, but I met some people recently, and I don't know, based on my understanding of the reports I've had from them, from the researchers at the academy, and in case you hadn't noticed, my own ears these last couple of days, there's something happening, and my feeling is it's not going to be good." Ben Scarab pipes up and he speaks with a real like purring sound that I'm going to do my best to emulate, but if you need a reference point, it's Shere Khan in the Jungle Book.
Okay, got it.
And he is like, "You mention you've met some people recently. What exactly is it they have to say?" And Bertha's like, "Well, Benny, I'm glad you asked." He doesn't look impressed by being called Benny. He's like, she goes, "I could relay you what they told me, but there's really no need, because they're right here." And she looks at the three of you and says, "Well, kids, this is your time. Tell us what you can."
Melpomene is gonna step up because obviously I am the face. Does this group look like a group that would be moved by music, or are these people that eschew music and say words are only the way to convince them?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a good question.
No!
You think they're gonna love getting this in song.
Oh no.
Okay. Melpomene is going to take a very deep breath and then squish every instinct that they have to turn this into the largest performance that they possibly can, and instead picks up the flute and lets out a tone-setting note, and then begins to give a monologue. Not a great one with this perception check, but a monologue that goes off of the tone that I set of talking about the beginning of us getting here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not yet going to talk about Korth Tali, but I'm going to seem like I'm giving a random, rambling story.
And is this in song or spoken?
It's spoken, but I let out the note ahead of time, so it's, so Melpomene's whole, trying to write this book about history is all about oral tradition. And so Melpomene is going to try to emulate the oral tradition of the area, which isn't singing, but is still tone-based, I guess.
Yeah, got it.
Reference tone, trying to do a performance, but it's not singing, it's talking.
So it's almost like a dramatic reading. Is that kind of what we're going for
Yeah,
here? Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to do a bad retelling of Beowulf, but it's
Love
not. Yeah.
Like
Love
William
it.
Shatner.
Then Melpomene, give me performance with advantage, please. Oh, baby, pair of 19s for 27 total. Love that. I think there's an unease when you suddenly begin with this blast of musical sound. But as it goes on, people are kind of getting into it. With one exception. But I think basically the reaction of Bertha Cleaves and Midnight Blue is to be quite amused that you're choosing to deliver this in this way. And they're, because they know you a bit, they appreciate your flair. Ben Scarab looks fucking bemused, but not annoyed. Debic's Green Scale is has a kind of face of admiration, I think, for the gall to get up and present to this group in this way. And Two Tongues Throden, dead still, dead silent, hasn't moved an inch. That's and this is you. So how much have you told them up to this point?
I tell them about going to and fighting the hags. I make a whole story of us getting the quote-unquote prophecy and the journey, and then I think I stop right as Korth Tali has been revealed.
Okay. At this, then, have you mentioned Korth Tali, then?
I think that I stop as, I'm saying we have traveled a miracle rain happens around us, and washed away clearly in front of us, a vision, Korthtali.
At this, you do see Two Tongues move, like just shift in his seat and listen more intently at the mention of Korthtali. And Debix Greenscale pipes up and says, the lost ruins of Korthtali, you say? How were you able to identify them?
Melpomene is going to take a deep breath and seem to, I'm acting, but seem to give a little prayer of guidance. Like, I'm not actually trying to guidance myself, but I'm doing a movement that they might recognize and be like, upon discovering the ruins of a amphitheater, I performed a song which we had found and spoke to a spirit. Not just spoke to, but communed with and learned the music of. If you'll allow, I'll play it now. And I'm gonna like deeply bow, being like, trying to like, yes, I will perform it for you, but I'm making it, this isn't, I'm gonna show it, this is an offer.
Midnight Blue is like, as lovely as your playing is, and you know that I enjoy it, I fear we do not have time for a second performance at this moment.
Indeed. Then trust me when I say I heard the story as told by a spirit of the ruins, and music as magic does not lie. And so I trust what I was told. And that I'm gonna like respectfully step back.
Manfred, just for you, while this is going on, Crank is not really paying attention. He is like, his attention has begun to drift quite considerably. He's just kind of like looking around at the ceiling, like just like, what are these? This is just...
I nudge him and sort of say, pay attention, this is important.
Oh shit. Manfred, give me intimidation.
Oh god.
with advantage.
Let's bear with me. Let me see what it is. God, I hope this is not a nat 20. We've only just got him on our side.
13. He just like looks up and he's like, all right, I'm listening. All right. Ben Scarab, while this last part of the tale has been going on, has been looking more at Fen and Manfred, and he looks at Fen, is like, and what is your role in all of this?
You mean me specifically?
Certainly,
In the scope.
This one person, they speak for you, or do you have a tongue of your own?
Ooh.
I don't like where this is going. Of course I do, yeah, but it's just we are a party, like they speak for us all.
Very well then. And he turns back to Melpomene. It's like, and so, Korthtali, what about it?
Korthtali. Once we learned of the place, we were... Hang on. DM, remind me, did we find the dais and then were attacked, or were we attacked and then we found it?
You found that first. It was pointed out to you
Okay.
by that crumbled centenary that you were chatting
Centenary.
Oh yeah.
to. The one that
Okay.
Fen smashed a jawbone on.
That's right,
Indeed.
that's right. So I will relay the tale of going from being told of the location we're at to finding a place that seemed to be a solution to our Bordent problem. So Melpamine's brain thinks. But I'm not going to mention the stone. I'm just going to talk about the keyholes that matched up with the number of districts in the city.
Okay. All right.
And
Go ahead.
go ahead. I was just going to say, then we seemed to be extremely violently interrupted and fled with our lives.
Cool. Crank pipes up. It's like,
Oh no.
and now they work for me. So, pretty cool, huh?
I pull him down. So, you've got to control yourself, man. Don't ruin this for us.
Devix is
Melpamine is
like,
going to keep their head even and meeting eye contact.
yep. Devix is like, sounds like possibly you work for them, Crank, if you don't mind me saying. And she goes, and may I take the opportunity to say, Crank, I was saddened to hear of your father's death and appalled to hear that you had taken up the role. He doesn't really understand what she's saying. He's like, oh, thank you for your condolences. Kind of misses the second clause there. So that's really the whole tale, or as much of it as you want to tell. Midnight Blue is there, and he kind of sort of nods, and he raises his hand as if to signal that he wants to speak, and is just like indicating that he just needs a moment to think. And then, with an effort, he stands and says, well, that is quite a tale. So, we've all heard the shockwaves of the last couple of days. Let's say we believe you. And let's say we all agree. And he kind of looks around, particularly kind of looks at Two Tongues. It's like, let's imagine for a second that we agree there is a great threat to this city. What is it you are hoping that we can do for you? Cope, you're muted.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. We hope to take the keys bestowed by Korth to unlock the dais that we found. Will that stop Bordent? I hope so. That's the only plan I've got. If you've got something better. And Melpamine's gonna betray their carefully guarded, I have a plan, and just be frustrated and be like, if you have a better idea, that's the best we've got.
You see Midnight Blue kind of recoil a bit at the sass. Holds his hand up. He's like, please, I am here to help. He says, we all know of the dais in Kortholi. And Crank just looks to Manfred and just whispers I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know shit. What is it, Deus? And Midnight Blue is like, of course, the keys themselves, they unlock something known to us here in Pagona's Rest. Or more specifically, underneath it. None of us knows what, because we have never been able to convince all 6 to unlock it. But you have delighted my heart with music on more than one occasion, and I believe the threat to our city is real. And you see him reach into his robe and remove a key. You've seen Crank's, and it looks very similar to that. And you see that he places it on the table in front of him, kind of just as a gesture, just slides it a couple of inches in front of him and says, I will agree to help you. Bertha Cleaves doesn't stand. She just reaches into a little pouch that she has hanging at her hip and tosses her key on the table as well. The other, you're obviously holding Cranks. What do you want to do with that? You're muted.
Oh yeah, I'm muted.
This is what I get for trying to eat snacks.
You can eat snacks. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
This, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna like put my hand in the jacket pocket that I have holding it, but it looks like I'm just like touched by the moment.
Crank is sort of just sitting there, like looking nervously. I think he can't remember where his key is. Devix Greenscale. She does stand and she says, we have not met, and I have no reason to trust you. However, I do broadly trust the judgment of Midnight Blue. And I may be blind, but I'm not deaf. I'm not ignorant to the signs that have been befalling the city the last couple of days, and earlier than that as well. I've been extremely concerned by this unnatural series of deaths of snakes in the city. And I've had my own people working on discovering the reason for that, and coming up short, I'm afraid to say. Your tale is the last piece of that puzzle, I fear. She turns her head to where one of her advisors is sitting beside her and gives a nod, and you see that they take a key out and slide it onto the table. Immediately after she does this, Ben Scarab puts his on the table in front of him as well.
Of course.
So there are 4 keys on the table, and the eyes will turn to look at Crank. And he's like, yeah, I'm in. Yeah.
And with the I'm in, I'm gonna immediately pull it out and smack it on the table.
You cut him off as he starts to say, I'm gonna have to go home and get mine. You like usher him down. Melphamine, you take out Crank's key and drop it on the table. The gaze all turns to the lone figure of Two Tongues Throden, who, with the exception of one slight shift in its chair, has not done, said, or gestured anything. He is quite happy to drink in the stares of everybody.
Of course he is.
But at length, he goes, and so your idea then is to travel beneath the city and take our keys and unlock something in the hope that it will provide help.
Internally, or I guess above table, is there anything in the prophecy about this, or is it just...
I'm afraid not. No, this was
Okay.
Not in the prophecy, no.
Okay, then I'm gonna look at him evenly. And be like, if you would like to see your city destroyed, I would like to see the efforts you make to stop this.
He leans back in his chair and says, it's big talk. My city has stood for thousands of years. It has even stood when faced with the threat of Bordant. Bordant, from what you've told us, would be coming from the west. And do you know where my district is? On the east of the city. He places his palms on the table and leans forward and just looks Melpomene you dead in the eye and goes, I don't work with liars. No deal. And you can take that in as we do a little comfort break for a few minutes, and then we shall resume in a few moments. So everyone go and have a wee, do what you got to do, and I'll see you back here in just a few moments. Hey, welcome back, folks. So here we are in the council chamber, and Melpomene has finished espousing the, explaining the tale that has brought you here and the threat of Bordant. And has done a damn good job at it. Won over the majority of the chamber. 5 keys of the Vice Lords sit on the table in solidarity. And we just have one holdout, which is Two Tongues Throden, who is not having it. And his last words to you is, I don't work with liars. No deal. It's back with you.
Off with his head. No, just kidding.
Fen channeling Manfred briefly, just kill him. Just kill him then.
That's the idea, yeah.
Do we... So, I basically have 2 ideas here, but I'm not sure either of them will work. My first question is, do we have any remains of a creature from Gorth Tali with us? Like, did we pick up a bit of one of the statues, or...
Not that I know of.
Okay, all right.
I think so. I think Melpomene picked up a tooth from the sandworm, but...
Yeah, I did have...
really
yeah.
help.
Okay.
That's true. What was the other idea?
So the other idea is to pull out the sheet music that I got and to set it on the table and to try to play the music to summon the spirit of Leary?
Leary,
yeah. With my newly attuned Udale, I
Let me just say
I
this
think I take offense.
before you commit to anything.
Uh-huh.
Two Tongues saying this has set off commotion. Everyone else is like, it's like a proper like rabble. Everyone's like, "What do you? This is great." Ben Scarab is like pounding the table, and advisors are chiming in from all sides. Two Tongues people behind him are yelling across the table. So if the three of you want to discuss anything, you can probably do that at the moment without it being overheard, as everyone else is just in a fucking commotion.
Okay. Then I guess I'm gonna look at both of us and be like, any ideas to convince him?
Manfred has one idea. Yeah, we can. I got to convince her right here. Crank, by the way, is just like he doesn't really understand, but he is just yelling. He's just going ah.
Come on, Crank.
I take him into the corner while Melpomene and Fen have a chat. I'm just trying to get him to calm down, like, just really seriously. I said, "You got to stop, dude. You've really got to stop."
I'm the Vice Lord.
I know.
Fen and Melpomene, what's the best way to approach this?
I'm not really sure why he called us liars. Does he just because he doesn't believe this particular story, or does he have like is there something else going on?
He's trying to hide. Sorry, that's above table. Melpomene can't share that. But he's trying to cover his ass so hard.
In what way?
He's trying to. He's the one who had stolen the stone, yeah. So
Yeah.
The Sage Stone, yeah.
So him saying, "You don't know the purpose of it." He knows what the purpose is, so he's trying to cover his ass and throw doubt on any use whatsoever of. That's what Melpomene's thinking.
Yeah.
It's like this fucking guy.
The room begins to sort of quieten down, and you see Midnight Blue. I think you get the feeling, even among these 6 rivals, who some of them seem to be okay with each other, but there's certainly not overall a lot of love between them. Even despite that, he seems to carry an air of seniority that does mean something. Maybe even to Two Tongues Throden. So when he stands again, things kind of calm down, and he just looks at Two Tongues, and you've never heard this guy get angry, and sure enough, he just like, Mr. Throden, would you like to elaborate on your outburst? He retakes his seat. And Two Tongues is like, he's looking at Fen, and Melpomene and Manfred, and his eyes just like scanning across the 3 of you, and occasionally at Crank as well. And he goes, the plan itself is stupid and won't work. And these people are not the ones to carry it out, because they can't even be honest with us in this room. Crank's like, yeah! Wait, what? What do you mean? What? Huh?
this point, I stick my hand over his mouth.
Give me a strength check, Manfred, for a grapple. I want this to fail. I want this to fail so bad. This will be an opposed strength check, of course, unless you nat 20 it. Oh, cool. He's only got to beat. He's only got to beat an 8. I'm going to say he's got a -1 on his strength though. So let's have a look. Oh, he's going to beat you by 1 for a 9. You just like keep trying, and he's just like that. I will not be silenced. Everyone else is kind of ignoring him. And Two Tongues is like, so I'm sorry, Melpomene, did you get any? You were talking about like a couple of things you wanted to try. Was there something that you did want to try before he kind of? Did you want to? You had a couple of things kicking around.
My only other backup was gonna be to try to ask suggestion on Two Tongues, but if Midnight Blue has already kind of taken control of this, I'm gonna. I'll say that I have suggestion prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Only if it looks like this situation is gonna go bad.
Mm-hmm. All right. He looks around at the table and goes, "Perhaps all of you have forgotten that it is not only the 6 keys required to open the vault below the city. The 6 keys are required, but for many years, the 7th item required, the final key, has been lost to us, to our city. He says, and that key belonged, of course, to my ancestor Korth and his father Caliph before him, after whom this very building is named. And that key has been lost to us. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can Fen just gesture to Melpomene like, I don't have message, so, but I think message works like they can tell me something and then I can tell something. Then
so you want to tell Melpomene to message you?
So I can, so I can ask
message
something.
you, babes.
So I,
Yeah.
just so I can ask a closed question that they can like.
Yeah, I
Just
see you
not
like
quiet.
start to move your head, and I like pull on the bit of copper I've got, and I'm like point at you, yank on the copper so you can say something. Yeah, you have
Okay.
25 words.
Oh God. No, should I get the Sage Stone out? Do you think this is the right course of action?
I'm gonna yank
can just-
again. What do you? Let's wait and see what he says.
Okay.
By the way, Melpomene, where are the statues while all this is going on? Where are the minis?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Midnight Blue is
I think
stroking
that
Sir
they're-
Feathers while this is all going on, by the way.
Yes. Please tell me Sir Feathers is in the midnight blue kerchief that we got.
I was actually going to ask Manfred about this because you changed it
Oh,
back
yeah.
to his red one after going on an expedition and killing everyone to retrieve it. But do you
Why
think
not both? Porque no los dos.
would Manfred be smart enough to butter up Midnight Blue a little bit by putting Sir Feathers in the Midnight Blue neckerchief?
Can I use my sneak to try and change the handkerchief while they're
Give
not paying
me
attention?
give me sleight of hand.
Yes.
Love that.
You know, while there's all this commotion going on, I'm just sort of like army crawling across the floor to get the feathers to change.
Yeah, give me sleight of hand. Let's see. Oh yeah. You better believe it. You just like little very deftly, just like in one motion, somehow like whew, the red one comes off and the blue one goes on in one motion. And next up, Midnight Blue is kind of, his attention is taken by Two Tongues and everything. When he looks back down, he sort of like does a bit of a double take. Like, was he always wearing the Midnight Blue one? But he just sits and strokes some feathers. But yeah, Melvin, where are the minis?
The minis are in like a pockets for me are like tied to my belt, right? Like traditional pockets,
Sure.
not sewn into your clothes. So I think that there's a little bag on my belt loop that is swaying back and forth.
Yeah, they're just trying to fight their way out, just like
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Love that. Yeah, go ahead.
I think. So sorry. Remind me again. Two Tongues had said. Midnight Blue had said what to Two Tongues?
He asked him to elaborate, and Two Tongues basically said that the plan was stupid anyway, because even if he gave his key, basically he's saying without the Sage Stone, they're useless. That's what he's kind of getting at.
Okay.
So Fen had messaged you to say should we hand over the Sage Stone, and you've said
drop it
and
on
you've
the
said
table.
and you've said sit tight basically. So
Yeah.
Two Tongues
Yeah. I want to
goes
see what he says next. Yeah.
He goes on and basically says and just clarifies that and just says he says that without the Sage Stone the vault cannot be opened. He says, and then he'd also reiterated that you three had not been honest about your tale, and as such he's sort of, I can't trust them, you can't trust them, and as far as I can tell, they're working for another Vice Lord. That on its own would be enough to stop me from assisting. How can I give my buy-in when they themselves are compromised and are not neutral? If these were simply adventurers who were caught up in an escapade they can't untangle themselves from, and they sought the help of all six of us, that would be one thing. They are clearly working for Crank.
Neutral, I think, is what Melpomene like booms out, trying to still use that enhanceability that's still up. Neutral, he says. Midnight Blue, Bertha, do you remember what we were trying to find? Do you remember what Fen and Manfred were asking about? And I'm basically trying to get them to talk about the fact that this is something we've been trying to recover. Like, I'm about to go full, like, bruh, you claim this to be yours? We've been here the whole fucking time, bitch. is Melpomene's thought process.
Yeah, I mean, Bertha Cleaves and Midnight Blue both kind of like nod a little uncertainly. I think give me insight, Melpomene.
Yeah.
Which is probably what I should have been doing all the time. I was doing those perception checks, to be fair, but you know, same diff. I think you sense that what Two Tongues has said, while they don't like him, it has kind of made them pause a little. I think there is something that he said has got them
given them pause.
thinking a little bit.
Okay. Do I know the history of the stone in y'all's hometown? Have you guys like given me the story on this, or am
I think you guys talked about
entirely-
it. I think I think that was we talked about that probably in session 1.
Yeah.
That you.
I mean, we
had kind
didn't
of-
really know much either. We just knew
Yeah.
it was a relic that was kind of important to the town, but nobody knew
Yeah.
or told us what it was for. And of course, since we saw that indentation in Korth Tolly, it feels
Yeah.
like it belongs here actually, and not in Jintberry. I don't even know like how it got there. It's a question.
Well, you
actually.
do know how it came to Jintberry. It was brought back by an adventurer, one of the great heroes of Jintberry. But
Oh, okay.
but how they came by it and what their
Yeah.
story was, who knows? They're a legend in the town of Jintberry, but that's kind of all you know. And it was just like they basically went further afield than anyone from Jintberry ever had, essentially, and so became famous for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Melpomene is going to try to spin a persuasive tale, basically describing we were here to recover a relic that we thought belonged where we came from, but in the process discovered so much more. I think I'm just gonna like tell the story of the fact that we found that this thing that was from where we're at only a couple weeks ago at this point is actually something important, and basically say in our process of trying to find it, we've discovered it's far more important. And in fact, the fact that Throden knows about it at all is a lot more suspicious than any of y'all could believe.
Sure. I mean, he spoke pretty openly about it just now. And I think the sense that you'd get is that the Vice Lords kind of do know about this thing. But he's the only one that's kind of laying claim to sort of that he should have it, basically. So you're and who are you trying to persuade here?
I'm not really sure.
I mean, I guess if anything, the timing is suspicious that he just wanted to get it right now when it was apparently very important right now.
Yeah.
Like as if he knew something would come up.
I guess the question is, are you accusing him of some kind of ill, like, well, it sounds like you are, Melpomene. You're basically saying
Yeah.
that you know that he. I think we've got to be really specific here about what you are and are
I'm
not
trying to-
saying.
Exactly.
Of course.
I'm trying to sideways approach this without.
So you're
defining.
basically saying that his interest in it is inherently suspicious.
Yeah, the fact that he knows these specific details is deeply suspicious to me.
Give me persuasion with advantage. And this is going to be, we're going to be at the whole table, and each character is going to have different kind of levels of. 29. Fucking hell! This bard, honestly. Okay, firstly, everybody's back on side. With one exception, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Bertha and Midnight Blue and the other Vice Lords and everybody else, the spotlight's glaring back in Two Tongue's eyes.
Yep.
And there is now a bit of clamour about, what's your particular interest in it? Two Tongues is had enough of this, and he's getting angrier and angrier, and he stands up, bam, slams his hands on the table, and it kind of like shakes almost. He says, "The Sage Stone is mine, and it was mine." He says, "I went on an expedition of my own, tunneled beneath the sand, and found Korth-Tolly. I've escaped barely with my life, having seen those living statues that guard the place, and left empty-handed, with only information. Months later, I was able to discover that the Sage Stone was taken eons ago, decades ago, to some backwater in the middle of nowhere on the other side of the lake. I retrieved it to keep it safe. I knew one day we would need to unlock the vault. The Sage Stone was in my possession for a matter of weeks." He looks around the table, and his eyes rest on Manfred. And he points across the table. He says, "So tell me, where did you find that lovely bow?"
Oh, fuck.
Oh my. It's been in the family for generations, you know.
Give me deception with disadvantage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Oof.
He's enraged now. He says, "You see, and this is exactly what I'm saying. These three, whoever they are, have an ulterior motive. They come into our city recently, unknown to us all, suddenly very cozy with, it seems to my eyes, multiple of you. They have poisoned you, whispered in your ears, convinced you of their virtue. And all the while, they are robbers and thieves and liars. The Sage Stone was safely under lock and key in my vault, along with that bow and some other valuables which were also taken, and I wager that if we search them now, we will find more of my property. And who will say that it would not be fair to do so?"
Melpomene is going to lean forward and be like, "So every heirloom you steal and put in your vault is yours, then?"
Ha! The thief trying to lecture the thief, is it? The Sage Stone is mine. It is my birthright. It was passed down through my family for generations from my ancient ancestor Korth, who built this very city. By rights, the Sage Stone is mine.
6 daughters. So you're saying that every family member of yours through that bloodline has a right to it? Why you?
Because I am his sole living descendant. The entire city of Pagona's Rest should be mine. All 6 keys, and the Sage Stone, and whatever's in that damn vault.
Melpomene's just going to step back and let the words he just said speak for themselves.
Yeah, he's revealed a little much there. And you can see, I think, to be fair, there's perhaps not as much uproar at this as you might expect.
Oh, sure.
I feel like people probably know that he thinks this kind of thing.
Makes sense,
This isn't really wildly out of step with other things that he has said at previous meetings, basically. But the knowledge that he had the Sage Stone, Devix is like, you had the Sage Stone and did not convene the Vice Lords. That in itself is a damning fact. Two Tongues. There's a kind of silence in the room now, and there's obviously a bit of a standoff. No one's quite sure what to do next. Two Tongues looks at you, across the three of you. He's like, I will not hand over my key until what is mine is returned to me. I give you this one chance to tell me everything that was taken from my vault. Or the city can burn. And I will die as its last lord and be written in history forever.
I think that Melpomene is going to cast Suggestion
On?
on Two Tongues.
Cool. How do you cast spells? Is this going to be very visible?
This one is hang on. Do I have notes for this one? One moment.
No worries.
I do. So, what I have written is Pied Piper Bezvev playing. So I'm gonna pull out the flute and play the song on the sheet music that I stole from his vault. But it's gonna be on the Udale instead of the Bezbev. I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna try to invoke Lyra. Lyra? Come on.
Leary.
Lyri. And I'm gonna try to invoke the sorrow and every emotion of every dead spirit we felt in that frickin' building, to play the most mournful part of that song, to try to cast Suggestion to get him to hand over his key.
Okay, so what did you say about Lyri? What were you trying to do with Lyri?
The song that her and I played together.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you're going to play that and use that to cast Suggestion. Fine. And what is the suggestion?
The suggestion is
Drop the key.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I hope he fails this save, because he's going to fucking hate this. What is the save, please?
It's a Wisdom 15.
Hold on to your butts.
And if he... Okay, great. I don't have to do anything.
He fails. All hell's about to break loose. You see Two Tongues.
So what I'm gonna say, because it's up to 25 words, I'm gonna say, drop the key and cooperate. You know how important this is to this city.
How long does Suggestion last?
8 hours for concentration.
Oh my god.
Wow. This is
That's powerful.
very interesting. And I'm now... Okay, firstly, he does it. He takes the key out. you just see him like almost trying to resist it, and then gets ensnared by the suggestion, and we must save the city, and he throws his key into the middle. Midnight Blue is very savvy. He knows exactly what's going. Is it readily apparent to everybody that you have cast a spell on Two-Tongued Stroden?
I would say that I'm not hiding it.
Yeah.
I'm a bard, and all of the magic I've done so far has been music, so it's certainly not a secret.
Yeah. Midnight Blue is just like, well, it was a very lovely tune. I would be convinced by that as well. And Two-Tongued Stroden's entourage are very panicked now. They're like, what do we do? The boss just threw his key in. What's going on? Did we... I'm actually going to do a perception check for them to see if they spotted this spell being cast. We're just going to roll a flat 20. We're going to say... I think we're just going to do a 10, basically. They should be able to see it. So 10 or if it's below a 10 or above, they saw it. Below a 10, they missed it. 13, they saw it.
Okay.
And you can see that they're just like, no, boss, what are you? They're casting a spell. They're bewitching you. He turns around and like slaps one across the face and is like, "You speak when you're spoken to." They don't know what to do because they know that he is clearly not in his right mind, but they also can't speak back to this guy. You have in your possession 6 keys, and unbeknownst to him, of course, well, he does kind of know, or he at least suspects. The Sage Stone. But this is a commotion-y way for things to happen. And there's going to be a reckoning in 8 hours. Maybe sooner if you can't hold that concentration. For now, faced with this like suggestible Throden, his entourage have no choice really but to back down. They're not sure enough to, and they're not strong enough either to take a bigger stand than this. The ground shakes and booms. The familiar boom that you've heard. Give me 1 second. Well, Bertha Cleaves stands up and she says, "Well, kid, have you got everything you need?"
I think we do. Y'all coming with?
At that moment, Edor, the elf, bursts back into the chamber and is like, "I am sorry to interrupt your proceedings, but I think you may need to see this." He runs to the main doors and pulls them open and just like desperately gestures for you to come to the doors. Everybody begins to rise from their seats and walk over. Crank is just like flying. This guy cannot wait to see what's going on. He looks pretty excited, to be honest. As you come out into the steps, you hear, or as the doors open, you can hear cries and screams in the city. And coming to the top of the steps, as you look across you're at a kind of elevated point, looking across the city, you can see quite a number of giant beetles and giant scorpions running amok in the city. Bertha just like looks across the scene. She's like, I think it's happening. And Ben Scarab is like, what does this mean? What is this? What was prophesied? You said nothing of beetles and scorpions.
That's true.
You're muted, Cope.
I can only guess that as things are disturbed, creatures who live here will also be disturbed. We better move.
Bertha's like, I got something that might be able to help. I need to go to my engineers. If you get a chance, come and find me, or I'll try and find you.
Okay.
Good luck down there.
Has she told us how we get there? Actually?
What a good question, Fen. Assuming you're asking the kind of general group, are you? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear Edor behind you say, oh no, sorry, forget that. You hear Debix Greenscale begin to speak, and is like, there is a long staircase that descends beneath this very temple.
Oh, convenient.
Crank then interjects, is like, forget that. He says, we're running out of time, right? Then we need to take the quick way down the wormhole.
Oh.
He goes,
Melvin's eyebrows shoot straight up.
I just want to roll a dice, don't be alarmed.
Pretty alarmed.
Mm-hmm.
That's no good.
Oh boy.
But I'm gonna do one more.
Oh god.
Is that good or bad?
It's not either. That was a perception check for Midnight Blue, who is standing next to Melpomene. He looks down at your belt, at this wriggling pocket, and is like, my friend, what is going on in there?
I'm gonna look down and then look at Midnight Blue and be like, so I invented something. And sometimes magic doesn't work the way you expected. And I'm gonna pull out the pocket and dump him out onto my hand and show Midnight Blue.
Oi, what's going on? Oi. Big scorpions, is it? Let's get down there. And then one of them was like, nah, don't worry about that. We gotta beat up this old tabaxi first. That should be easy. That'll warm us up, lads. Midnight Blue is just like very amused by this, despite the kind of terror unfolding in the city beneath him. He's like, what are you hoping to do with this?
Well, you see, they talk to each other, and I'm gonna pick one up and drop it in Midnight Blue's hand, and I'm gonna walk like 10 steps away. And I'm gonna pick another one up and squeeze his arms together like a little walkie-talkie and talk into him. And I'm gonna hope that the spell works.
Amazing.
Sorry, Melfine, just remind me, just tell me again what you're doing.
I'm basically like, you know, when you need to call someone, so you have to like walk away so that they can hear you. So you're in another room. I'm
Okay,
basically doing that because I'm showing off the fact that they're walkie-talkies. But as I go, I pick one up and like squeeze their arms together so they're like squished, and that's the activation for the walkie-talkie mode.
So you, what? Okay, great. And the one that he's holding is just like and it's like, well, it's like this. See, we're here to deliver messages across time and space. And he just laughs and says, I am sure that is true. He comes back to you, Melfine, and is like, you have given me the gift of wonderful music on so many occasions, including today, which I did not expect. He says, perhaps I can do something for you. And he, just like with a flick of his hand, you see him conjure a little tin whistle, and he plays a little tune on it himself, and a swirl of light blue magic engulfs the 3 minis, and he places them carefully back in your hands. He says, now they can communicate across time and space. Well, space anyway. You now have 3 minis that have an expanded range and can communicate with each other over great distances. Fen, there was something I wanted to ask you about. Right at the end of our last session, I thought I actually felt a bit bad. I feel like I cut you off and you were in the midst of... It was almost like you were starting to ask something about the minis or something, and I was intrigued as to what it was that was on your mind. Do you remember what it was?
I think I was generally just saying that I had ideas for what else we could animate.
Oh.
What else made out of stone? Unless you might mean something else, I wasn't sure.
No, I think that probably was what it was. Was there anything in particular you wanted? Like, I get what we're... Obviously, you're about to head down into the wormhole.
Yeah.
But seeing these minis, you know, kind of given greater ability, what would it jog in Fen if that's a thought that he's already had?
Not in relation to that thought, really. I mean, I can say what my idea was, but it was just, you know, we have 6 huge stone statues outside of the city. Like, if there was something big coming, maybe they could help us fight it.
The 6 sisters?
If we animate them. Yeah. They're made out of stone. If we animate them, they're like big kaiju.
What an interesting idea.
That was just something I had in the back of my head.
What a fucking cool idea.
Yeah, Minerva McGonagall moment of I've always wanted to use that spell.
Yeah.
Kind of idea.
That's awesome. The time... Well, yeah, the next stop is the wormhole, I suppose. Is there anything else that anybody wants to do, or is it go with Crank and head back to New Tisfeld to jump down a great big hole?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Just get
Time is of the essence,
get there
right?
as soon as possible. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's as you by the way, did someone gather up all the keys? Let's say someone did.
Oh yeah.
Melfine,
Melpomene, absolutely. Like I think I mage-handed the first couple ones into the way, and then as soon as Throden dropped his, like a mage hand swooped by and snatched it.
Amazing.
I don't trust Crank as well. So I've got like Sir Feathers in one arm and I'm carrying Crank in my other one. Because I don't trust him to. After what he's done the past hour or so, yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been the best guest, has he? Hasn't been terribly well behaved. What do I want to do here? 2 seconds. Let me just gather myself. Okay. Debix Greenscale says, turns to the three of you. It's like, you have the keys. The city is in your hands now. We will prepare our militias and our people and the city as best we can. Go with all haste. Do not stop for anything. Crank under Manfred's arm is like, come on, let's go! I used to jump down this thing as a kid!
What?
I fully believe it.
Making your way downtown from the Temple of Caliph, we're not going to go into a full initiative, but I am going to have you do some rolls to see how much your journey is impeded. There are giant beetles, scorpions, and lizards terrorizing the town. I guess my first question is, as you see bystanders like civilians being chased, are you going to try and stop to help them, or are you beelining for the wormhole?
I think that I'm beelining. I think that I'm too focused on where we need to be. I think that I look really torn for a second.
Sorry, I'm just looking for some slightly more wonderful music. There we go. Yeah. So you're looking torn. And what's the Fen? What are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, Fen would definitely want to help, but this seems more pressing right now. What we're about to do.
Yeah.
Melpomene, have you distributed the minis now?
Yep.
Right, so each of you now has one of the minis. You can now use this across great distances. If you do get separated, you can communicate. There is virtually no range on this. You can now essentially you've really got mobile phones is what you've got. Let's do a roll for a civilian that you pass running down the street. This is a young dragonborn being chased by a big rhinoceros beetle. 5 and under, under a 6. Yeah, so 5 and under. Yeah, sorry. They're going to be killed. Thought about it. On a 15, you watch as they vault over a crate, through a window, and narrowly escape. They pull the hatches shut, and you see this beetle like battering against it. The three of you, Manfred, you may need to put Crank down for a minute because I think you're going to need your hands and Two-Tongues Throden's bow. As the three of you begin to make your way through the water courses, every time you pass by an alley, if you look up it, you can see some kind of commotion going on. You see 2 giant scorpions cross your paths. Everybody just give me what I want is a roll for whatever your attack class would be. So like Melpomene, your spells are via charisma, right?
Yeah.
Fen, yours are via wisdom. Manfred,
so a spell casting attack roll? is
Yes,
what I'm going
please. Manfred, if you can just give me a 2 seconds.
Could I use animal friendship to try and befriend one of these big things? Does that work? Are they classed as creatures?
Absolutely, you can. It will be they'll have to
So
make
if I
a.
tried to-
So they need to make a Wisdom 12. You can do that, or you can just give me, if you want to make an attack, you can just give me an attack roll. So
Oof.
a 15,
Oh, come on.
14. Let me just see what I have as their AC. Cool. And I think what we
am I
might.
rolling? Just to...
So, did you want to do that, Manfred? Did you want to do?
I had an idea. I don't know if it.
So you
I
want to
had an
try
idea of
and?
maybe- If I try and the beetle, if I try and befriend it, would it know we're there? Like, fail?
Yeah.
Because I had an idea and maybe like trying to befriend the beetle, and then it
Right.
could fly us to the wormhole over everything. Take us straight to the hole.
Fucking love this guy. Okay, we're gonna try animal friendship on giant rhinoceros beetle. It's gonna be a wisdom 12 save. They have a -1 to their wisdom. 12 to beat. Come on. Fucking
Yes!
2. Now the only thing is, it has the charmed condition. So you still do not have communication with it. So I think you can.
Can I not do the talk thing?
To do what? Speak with animals.
Speak with that.
Absolutely.
Well, can I do that
Yes.
as well? Yeah.
Of course you can. And I don't think either of them are concentration, are they? So that's absolutely fine. Yeah, just make sure you've marked your spell slots accordingly.
Yeah.
So
I would,
here's what's
I
going on,
see.
right? Melvin and Fen, you two are engaged with 2 giant scorpions. You've rolled a 14 and a 15. I'm basically going to do this just as a contested roll against their strength, and then we're just going to vibe this. It's just you guys in a battle. While you're doing this, Manfred is trying to win over a giant beetle to see if he can get you elsewhere. This is for Scorpion number 1. That's an 11. And this is for Scorpion number 2. That is a 12. Both lower than your rolls. Ergo, I'm saying that they are at half damage. Because I want there to be a passage of time of Manfred trying to do all this. So I'm gonna ask you two to do exactly the same thing again, and just give me another spell attack roll. We're not going to lose spell slots or anything. I'm happy that these can be cantrips or whatever. We're just vibing it. Manfred, you can't speak with animals on on this rhinoceros beetle.
It's even worse.
And suddenly you're kind of tuned into this thing, trying to batter down someone's window and being like,
yeah.
what voice does this guy have? He's like, let me in! Let me in!
I sort of walk over to the beetle, now that I'm friends with him, I sort of pat him. I say, there's no need to do this.
Hey,
We're all friends here.
what?
Where's all this anger coming from?
I'm scared!
It's okay, I start...
There's a
rubbing
great
his
big
little-
fucking thing coming!
What's coming?
That's good to know.
Great big fucking worm!
Oh my, well, is this why you're getting all worked up and stuff like that?
Yeah, run out of space, innit? Just ran as far as I could,
Yeah.
ran in and then found nothing but buildings, trying to get into someone's house to lay low.
Well, we can help you. If you can fly us 4, us 5, including with Sir Feathers, if you can fly us to this little hole, if we show you, we can help stop this worm. Would that be okay?
Yeah, all right. He comes galloping over. He's like, hop on then. Meanwhile, what did Fen and Fen, you rolled an 11. Melpomene, give me another
Yeah.
spell attack roll, please.
Not so great.
Oh, a second one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we'll roll.
And then I say to the... I'll wait till we fly there first, and then...
Wow, lousy rolls from the old.
Yeah, we're making up for all those high rolls I rolled.
Yeah. But even lousier rolls from the Scorpions. So they,
Thank God.
as Manfred returns with this giant beetle in tow, Fen and Melpomene, you dispatch these 2 Scorpions. No damage taken. Love that. I think if they'd beaten you on any of the rolls, we would have just had you take a little bit of damage there. But you beat him twice. Beetle comes running over and says to Manfred, "Tell him to get on."
Yeah, let's get on. Let's get to the hole.
Fantastic. And all of you climb on, and the name's Brick. Brick just like launches off. You're weighing him down. He can't get his full elevation, but he manages. He's sort of a bit wavy in the air and kind of flitting about. He's like, "Where am I taking you?" As you rise up
Point
above the
wormhole!
level of the buildings, you can see the wormhole south of you.
Pointing.
He right you are, and you just see him like flapping and carrying you there. He looks and says, "Looks like a great big pit. Why would you want to go in there?"
Gotta
Gonna
go down
stop
fast.
We're gonna stop whatever's coming.
Down fast, you say? As he glides
God.
over the top of the wormhole. He's now directly above and goes, "Well, in that case," vroom, and plummets into a nosedive.
I love this mental image of like a dragon dropping, except it's just a beetle.
Yeah, just like a beetle that is like quite a bit bigger than you, but like not that big for 4 people to be riding on. So Feathers flying behind, and goes into a nosedive in formation. In your clip to your ears, you can hear your minis just like and the image, and just as you before Brick begins this dive, looking out over the top of the city walls, distantly to the west, you see a massive sandstorm raging off in the distance. You cannot make out anything more than that. As Brick then descends and dives, plummeting down straight down into the wormhole, everything around you goes dark. I know you've got dark vision, and that is where we'll leave things for today, of course.
Oh my god.
And next time we will see what becomes of the team inside the wormhole, armed as you are with 6 keys and a sage stone, and yourselves.